Hello, I'm Vicky from Yellow Bee Sugar Art, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute Christmas elf. The first thing you want to do is roll out some white and red modelling paste to about 1 centimetre thickness and use a 1.2mm circle cutter to cut out circles. Take 2 4-gram balls of green modelling paste and roll into cones, and then bend the tip up and around on itself to create the front of the elf shoe. Push the ball tool into the wide end to create the space for the legs to join. Roll out some white modelling paste thinly and cut out a circle using the 88mm circle cutter. Shape 15 grams of white modelling paste into a pair of underpants and then attach the legs on either side. Glue the legs just under halfway and then fold over the top of the circle. Roll out some red modelling paste thinly and cut out a 98mm circle. Glue the legs in position and fold over the top of the circle. Fold and pleat the paste to create a ruffled skirt. Take a 30-gram ball of red modelling paste and roll it into an egg shape in the palm of your hand. Push the wide end of the egg down onto the table and use a sawing motion going back and forth to flatten the base of the egg. Then use your fingers to gently pinch around the bottom to create a well in the centre. Once you finish pinching, rub the base on the work surface to flatten off and neaten the edge. Use your fingers to tidy up and remove any of the pinch marks from the side of the body, and then attach the body on top of the legs. Neaten and shape the body when it's in position. Push a wooden skewer down through the body, through the legs and into the polystyrene base. Take 2 9-gram balls of red modelling paste and roll into elongated cones. Push the wide end of the cone down into the table to flatten the surface, and then push a ball tool into the middle of that end to create room for the wrist and the hand. For the hands, you want 2 grams of skin tone modelling paste per hand, roll it into a ball and then pinch one side and slowly extrude and roll a sausage which will become the wrist later on. Flatten the ball between your fingers to form kind of a mitten shape. Stretch out the paste into an oval shape and then use a knife to cut one line down and then one line coming diagonally from that to create the thumb. Next we need to round off those cut edges, so I'm just rolling the thumb between my thumb and forefinger and then just stroking the cut edges just to round off and smooth them. Cut the finger section in half directly down the centre and then cut each section in half again, so you end up with the 4 fingers. Gently separate each finger and then roll back and forth between your thumb and forefinger to round. If you notice one of the fingers is a little bit too fat, you can always trim some away using the craft knife and then go back in with your fingers to round it off again. Place your thumb and forefinger just below the base of the thumb and rock back and forth to narrow the base of the hand and finish the wrist. Use the craft knife to cut the excess paste and then bend the wrist upwards into a right angle from the hand. Repeat these steps to create the second hand and then spread the fingers out until you're happy with their position. Paint a little glue in the hole created in the arm and then insert the wrist. Trim the bulk away from the top of the arm and then use a little bit of glue to attach to the body. Roll a marble-sized ball of skin tone modelling paste into a cylinder and thread over the wooden skewer and attach to the top of the model. Take a 40-gram ball of skin tone modelling paste and roll into an egg in the palm of your hand. Place the egg on its side and then rock your finger from side to side to create a groove halfway up the shape. Use your fingers to smooth the edges of the groove to give it a nice soft transition. Then press your fingers into the paste to create the 2 eye sockets. I don't think the eye sockets were deep enough, so I'm going back in with my thumb just to stretch them out and make them a little bit larger. Then I'm going to go around with my fingers and smooth off the edges of my prints and smooth across the bridge of the nose. Roll a small capsule shape from the skin tone modelling paste and attach it at the base of the bridge of the nose. Then press the Dresden tool into the face halfway between the chin and the nose to create the mouth opening. I'm using the scriber needle to increase the smile up towards the cheek of the character, then filling the open mouth with a small piece of white modelling paste that I've shaped the same shape as the mouth. Roll 2 rice grain shapes from small pieces of pink modelling paste, attach the shorter one to the top lip and the slightly longer one around the bottom lip. I'm now using the scriber needle to mark a line halfway along the white paste to look like the join between the two sets of teeth, and then using a small ball tool to add the dimples at the end of the smile. Press a medium ball tool into the inner sides of both of the eyes to create the eye sockets, then fill with 2 balls of white modelling paste. Use your fingers to press the balls to flatten into the face. Press a ball tool into the sides of the face using the nose as a guide for placement, then roll 2 cones of skin tone modelling paste. Add a little glue into the holes in the side of the head and then insert the cone pointed side first. Support the back of the ear with your finger and then push the ball tool into the centre of the ear and then move towards the head to secure the earring in position and to create the inner ear. Now these are mighty fine human ears, but we're making an elf, so I'm just going to pinch and press the tip of the ear until I've got a nice pointed tip. Press the ball tool into the bottom inner corner of each eye to create the holes for the pupils. Add a tiny amount of glue and then fill each hole with a small ball of black modelling paste. Take a very small ball of black modelling paste, we're talking maybe 1 to 2 millimeters in diameter, roll in the palm of your hand into a taper-ended sausage. Add some glue around the top of the eye and then position one of the pieces of paste above the eye using either the paintbrush or the Dresden tool to fit into position. I'm now adding 2 very small balls of white modelling paste, 1 to each eye, to act as a highlight. At this point my nose really wanted to get on screen, so there you go, that's my nose. I'm now creating the eyebrows, so I've taken a small ball of red modelling paste, rolled it into a very long cone, and I'm attaching that just above the top where my thumb originally left its print. Repeat for the other side. Adding the eyebrows on the outer side of the face, i.e. towards the ears, leaves you with a cuter looking character. Dust the cheeks and the tip of the nose with the pink dust colour. Roll some white modelling paste into a sausage and glue around the base of the skirt, around the neck, down the chest towards the waist and around the wrists. Split 35 grams of red modelling paste into 9 even-sized balls. Roll each ball into a tapered sausage and then flatten between your fingers. Use the Dresden tool to add hairlines down the length. I've added 5 grams of skin tone modelling paste to the back of the head to re-round it after it had become flattened whilst working. I'm now attaching the hair to the head using a little edible glue. I started behind one ear and worked my way around to the other ear. Attach the 9th piece of hair starting from the parting and covering the left side of the face. Take a small ball of red modelling paste and create a further small piece of hair, attach to the left side of the parting and then add 2 very long fine cones, 1 to the left side of the parting and 1 to the right in front of the ear. To create her Santa hat, take 15 grams of green modelling paste and roll into a cone. Press the wide end of the cone down onto the workspace to create a flat base and then use your fingers to pinch out the bottom to form a well. Stretch out the pointed end of the cone and bend over and downwards and then attach the cone to the model's head. Add a small ball of white modelling paste to the tip and a sausage around the base of the hat. I've used an orange edible ink pen to add 3 dots to the cheeks and a black pen to add the eyelashes to either side of the eye. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments below.